Then you need to take the pith off the back because it's quite bitter. You just pin this to your board and simply just take the last little bits off like so. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Next thing you need to do is get out your mixing glass. Keep that in the fridge. Sometimes if you keep it in the freezer, it can go too cold. When you add your ice, it will stick together. So keep it in the fridge. Then we need to add the ice. I just happen to have some here. Lots and lots of ice. With a shaken drink, of course, you always add the ice at the end. With a stirred drink like this, you add it in at the beginning. Also, get lots and lots of ice in there. You want this to be a really cold drink. Then simply coat the ice with your vermouth, which should also be kept in the fridge because of the low ABV. If you put this in your freezer, it will freeze solid, okay? Now, I always add, for a standard dry martini, I always add 10 mils of vermouth over my ice. Try and get as much of it on there as you can, get some good coverage. If you want it extra, extra, extra dry, then just put 1 spoon on, obviously. Then, simply, we just give this a quick stir, just to make sure that the vermouth has really coated all the ice. And then we're just going to discard that. So, there we go. I know what you're thinking, you're crazy, you've added an ingredient and thrown it away, but take it from me, you can definitely still smell the vermouth, it's still part of this drink. Into that, we're going to add 65 mils of premium gin. Keep that in the freezer, of course, this will be a much higher ABV than the vermouth, so it will keep in the freezer and it won't freeze solid. Again, just keep those ingredients as cold as is humanly possible. There we go. Give that a stir around 16 to 18 times. This will give you the right level of chill and the right level of dilution. Just be nice and gentle with it, you don't want to move it around too much. There we go, lovely. Then what I'm going to do is get out my frozen glass. That can be kept in the freezer as well, like so. And then double strain it. It must be fine strains just to keep out all the little ice shards into your chilled martini glass. There we go. Fantastic. Then you're ready to finish off your garnish by squeezing the oil from the skin. That is the third magic ingredient, okay? Then you can trim this down into something that looks more like a traditional twist, like so. And to get that lovely spiral shape, just twist it around a straw or a stirrer, like so, into a nice tight little spiral, and then when you're ready, you just drop it into your drink. Then you're ready to enjoy your classic dry martini.
Coke is a Cuba Libre. You need these 3 key ingredients. Number 1, fresh lime. 2, the king of cocktail, rum, and cola, obviously. So, ice. We're gonna fill up our tall glass all the way up with ice. Your drink is cold, it never gets watery, it never loses its personality. Now, we need some lime. 2 wedges, no 1, 2. 1 is not enough, 2 is the perfect number for a Cuba Libre. So we're gonna cut in half and we're gonna split it again in 2 beautiful big pieces. We squeeze this directly inside of the glass. Why? Because all the zesty essential oil, they're gonna fall in with the juice. And this is gonna change so much the flavor. So citrusy and crispy and refreshing. Of course, because we are in Cuba and it's very hot. So now I'm gonna put 50 mils. You can use as a reference a small shot glass. This is 25 mils. We simply make it 2. 1 for me and 1 for you. For drink soup as well. And we're gonna top it up with cola, all the way up. I pour the cola all over the lime as well and the ice and get all the zesty aroma. So I got rum, 2 pieces of lime, cola. I'm gonna stir it quickly to combine everything. I want the first and last sip always beautiful and fresh. Oh, my Cuba Libre is perfect, it's fresh, it's crispy, it's Cuban. So, sexy people from all over the world. Cuba Libre is ready. Now you guys should try to make it at home. Tell me what you think. Don't forget the fresh lime. You don't have, I'll bring it to your home. Now, click on the box. Not this box, but this box. And watch Jamie's video about Cuban Mojito. What can I say? Only 2 things. The first, tastes amazing. Then the second one, I want to tell everybody now, Cuba Libre!
Kind of have generally the same kind of spicy, oniony, sort of salty hit. Okay, we're going to use the classic Worcestershire sauce and Tabasco. Not that we'll be needing much of that, and gherkins, or as we call them in Essex, wallies. Okay, the other little curveball is, this is too thin, I apologise, but go to your butchers and get a double thick slice of smoked bacon. In Barbacoa, we smoke them in our smoker, in our Texan smoker for 9 hours. God, it is incredible. Let them cool down. Let me give you the quantities for one Bloody Mary. Dead simple. 150 millilitres of really good quality tomato juice. 150 millilitres, okay? Then we're going to go in with a pinch of our barbecue rub, right? You can get that Cajun rub, you can get that in pretty much any supermarket, okay? Or even make your own. Right, we're going to go a few drips of Tabasco, but let's be frank, you don't need it, right? So one little humble drip, just to say salute to Louisiana and all those beautiful chilies. We're going to go about 20 mils of barbecue sauce, okay? 1 spoon goes in. A shake of Worcestershire sauce. And then about 50 mils of your jalapeno vodka. That much. A little squeeze of lemon juice. And a good old shake. Have another little taste. Okay. Oh yeah. No, you just never stop otherwise. Okay, then very quickly, before that ice melts, we're going to click off the celery. Okay, we're going to go for the heart of the celery here. This is the bit that you want. That's the best bit. We'll split that in half. Heavenly. We'll get our pickle from here. And let's make this bad boy. So, pour your Bloody Mary into your glass. So good. We're then going to go in. We'll then go in with our gherkin and our celery and our crispy wedge of smoked bacon. Finish it with a little garnish of the barbecue seasoning. Yes, there's part of this that's slightly weird and slightly odd. There's a piece of bacon in my drink, but bizarrely, it tastes great. Okay, lovely people, I'm going to show you how to make the best classic mojito, the most popular cocktail on the planet. Very refreshing, very beautiful, and very, very simple to make. So, first up, lime. Give it a little roll, just to loosen the oils in the skin. You can start to smell it, and also those little capsules of lime juice inside. Take the end off the lime like that. Take a nice, just over 1 centimetre thick, like this, and then cut it into 4. That goes in to our glass. I want about 7 or 8 nice leaves of mint. Try and go for the smaller ones. They're obviously younger, they're more delicate and more perfumed. Look at that, beautiful. What we can do, give it a nice little spank. Everything in life is better with a little spank. That goes into the glass. About 1 dessert spoon level of sugar. If it's a little sour, add a little bit more sugar. Now I haven't got a muddler, I'm just going to use the end of a whisk, but you could use a rolling pin or anything sort of that's flat like that. And what I want to do is 8 nice little squashes. I've been in some not so good bars where you see the bartenders going, it makes the white bitter part of the lime extract, and it makes the bitterness also come out of the leaves. Okay, next up, we want 50 mils of white rum. I'm just using a little digestive glass like this. Let's say 15 ice cubes is good. I'm just gonna get my little tea towel like this, grab in the little corners, smash it up. You can use a rolling pin if you want. You can get all your aggression out. Think of your bank manager or the estate agent and the taxes you pay every year. But it's gonna be all right, because we're gonna have a beautiful mojito. Come and have a look. This kind of blend is nice. I like that, I like it a lot. So I'm only gonna fill that glass 3/4, okay? And then I'm just gonna top it up with a little soda water. Just a little splash like that, no more. And then we use our spoon and we just, almost like cooking when you're folding things through egg whites and cream, just fold it. And then top up with the ice. Garnish with a little mint. And also give it another spank. A very important Italian barman told me how to do that. Always spank your mint. So there you go, guys. I hope you like that beautiful cocktail. And don't forget, you can be creative with this. Of course you can. It's really nice with different types of mint. I've done it with a lemon thyme before, which was really interesting. You can also do it with basil, beautiful little basil leaves. Purple basil, green basil. If you like it, like it. If you want to share it on your social media, put it everywhere. We want people making their own fresh cocktails, just like we want them cooking. Also, don't forget, go and have a look at FoodTube if you want to see some food to go with this lovely recipe. But I hope you like that. Until next time, cheers.
A highball is a cocktail that refers to the type of glass that you use. A highball glass, similar to a Collins glass, just a little bit smaller. The other nice thing about highballs is that the name of the cocktail is also the recipe generally. Examples are the gin and tonic or the rum and coke. Let's just run through a couple of them. Very simple, but you can still screw them up. So, start with 2 ounces of spirit. Start with the gin and tonic. A nice crisp London Dry gin. And this drink is pretty much all about ratios. You just don't want to put in too much gin. You want there to be plenty of room for the tonic to give it really that nice, crisp, slightly bitter, refreshing quality that just makes a gin and tonic perfect for a hot summer day. Funny fact about the gin and tonic is that originally it was invented to stave off malaria in the Algerian front, back when Britain was, you know, doing whatever they were doing over there. Now we just drink it for fun. We're gonna garnish this with a little bit of lime. When you're cutting limes, it's always a good idea to cut a little slit down the center so that when you cut it into wedges, it just fits perfectly on that side of the glass. It gives it a nice professional look. Okay, so we got our gin. Now time to add our ice. And we want this drink to be nice and cold, so fill it all the way to the top. And since we're not going to shake it or anything, we definitely want to use really cold tonic water. And also fresh tonic water. You know, you want it to be just as bright and bubbly as possible. All right. And with the lime, we are done with our gin and tonic. Now let's quickly make our rum and coke. Same deal, 2 ounces of spirit. In this case, we're going to use white rum. Fill it up with ice. The story with the rum and coke is that during World War II, when whiskey was being made for the war effort and sugar was rationed, rum and coke was kind of what they were left with. Luckily, it makes a delicious alternative to whatever they were drinking before then. Now we can just top this off with Coke. Everybody's favorite gateway cocktail. But it's nice that it is really delicious, even though it's kind of what everybody drinks when they don't know what else to drink. And again, a little lime on there. They also call this a Cuba Libre. And there you are. That is how you make 2 classic highballs, the gin and tonic and the rum and coke.
Beautiful people, we are going to make a classic Negroni, an amazing cocktail that I love, the king of aperitivo. This was invented in Florence, and the last name of the guy that invented it was Negroni. So, first up, we've got gin, right next door to our modifier, which is a sweet vermouth, and then our beautiful bitters. This is good for stimulating the stomach, settling the stomach. It's also good at the end of the meal to settle a stomach when you've eaten nice things. So, we're going to go 25 millilitres of gin. And you've got here, if you see through the bottle, we've got things like the juniper berries. That has to be in a gin, the main ingredient, of course. But we've got lemon peel, coriander, angelica, all these things grow in my garden. It's great. Orris, no idea what that is, but I'm sure it's lovely. Then 25 millilitres of the sweet vermouth. So, real, oh. Okay, I'm not all of that, just half of that. Sorry, I got overexcited. It's only natural. 25. The bitters. Bitter flavours is very much a part of very historical old cooking, both in Britain, but absolutely in Italy. You know, all of these kind of botanical vegetables and stuff, they're bitter, and bitters is a very old-fashioned part of your palate. So, 3 equal parts of those great spirits go in. Now, we need to have some dilution of this cocktail. It's very strong at the moment. So we're just simply going to put in a few ice cubes, use a spoon, and just move it around. So we're just kind of watering down that cocktail just a little bit, and you know what, that's probably enough. So all we have to do now is a little smile of orange. So a nice fresh orange, and a little tip, remember, we've got bitterness in the white. Well, actually, we don't want that. But here in the skin is the oils, the essential oils, the beautiful flavour. So I'm going to hold it up, and I'm just going to squeeze it, and as I bruise that skin, right, the juice will come out, and it will go through the oil, and that's all. Just a little smile, a little squeeze, nothing more, nothing less. We have another little stir, and I'm just going to top it up with a few nice ice cubes. That's the job done. Happy as Larry. There we have a beautiful classic cocktail. All I've got to do now is have a little sip. Spectacular. But of course, life is too short just to have this great classic cocktail. So, if I took the gin out, right, and swapped it for vodka, that would be called Negroski. So, of course, look, there's beautiful things you can do. Top it up with Prosecco or some soda water. You can lighten it even beautiful with food. So, guys, cheers. Until next time, happy stirring. Bye.
Welcome back in our corner of Drink Tube. Yes, 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 yes. Of course. Drink Tube. Very easy. Have you ever been to Mexico, Jamie?
No, I'd love to.
Oh, perfect. Even neither Jeremy and Amanda. So this drink will bring you to Mexico directly. Nice. The cocktail is called the Michelada.
Michelada.
It's a 100% based beer cocktail. Wow. So very refreshing, low on ABV because mainly it's beer. Savory.
Beer cocktails are a big thing right now.
Exactly, especially for a food match, when you cook at home, nice barbecue in the middle of the afternoon when it's very hot, a beer cocktail is the best things you can ever have. Step number 1, we need a beer glass, so any kind of glass, and a fresh lime. What I do, I split in half the lime, and first thing, I rub the rim of the glass with the lime.
Rub that rim.
Yes, here I have some malt salt, which I mix with my favorite herbs, which is thyme, molden. It's nice flakes, yeah. And you see, I put some fresh thyme, but you can put your favorite herbs.
And it's amazing. Flavoured salt is such a joyful thing.
You choose the spice you like better, or the herbs. I simply do a nice rim like this, you see? Imagine when you approach the glass, these flakes of salt turn on all your palate in the flavor. It's amazing.
Taste buds.
Taste buds. Thanks so much.
I'm loving it.
Okay, so next step, with the same lime, I put a little bit of little drops in it.
So like quarter of a lime, basically.
Yes. Pinch of salt.
Oh.
Pinch of pepper.
Oh.
Your favorite dressing, sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
We need to say Worcester's, and it's always
I know.
wrong.
I
Yeah.
noticed with
Worcester. Yeah.
DJ Barbecue. Most Americans say Worcestershire.
Okay.
And he's now been infiltrated by the Brits. He now
So,
says Worcestershire.
It's international because everybody pronounces it in a different way. Then we have some spice sauce as well.
Tabasco.
Some Tabasco, everybody has it, couple of drops up to your palate. And now a little bit of tequila.
Oh.
Now, if you guys never been to Mexico, the best way to live the experience and be in Mexico right now is not to sip the tequila, but actually, give me your, exactly, your hand.
Oh.
Exactly. Ladies first, 1 drop of tequila for you, 1 drop for you, Jeremy, and Jamie. All you can do now is to rub it together with the hands. You feel kind of become, exactly, your hands becomes cold and evaporates all the alcohol. All you can smell now is the agave.
It's amazing.
Is the plant that is used to distill this lovely spirit. My favorite.
And
tequila.
agave, that's the cactus. Cacti, sorry.
It belongs to the same family. You know that in Greek, agave means stunning, beautiful, like you.
Because they're so beautiful.
Yes, like you. So you could be also called
But
agave.
they're very healthy, cactus.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And obviously, we pour 25 mils, not too much, of tequila in our
So this
glass.
is subtle.
Yes, subtle.
Nice and subtle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the main ingredient, as I said, is beer. Now I choose a nice, thank you, Jamie, Mexican beer, the Modelo Especial, light, fragrant. Thank you very much, grazie. We're gonna put some ice until the top, and we're gonna top it up with our beer. Have you seen some place that serve beer with a slice of lime?
Yes.
We are doing the same. The lime is inside instead of here. Touch of salt.
So this is about, you only use such a subtle amount of tequila.
Of course,
That
little
you're
bit.
just propping up the beer.
Exactly.
And then the spice and the lime just wakes
Yeah.
up your taste buds.
And the most beautiful thing is that you can choose the spice you like. There's no rule. It's not written on the stone. It's written in our hearts, especially if you like tequila. So,
He just touched me. Okay, that's nice.
so enjoy the michelada. I've got michelada for everybody today. And of course, welcome again to London.
Thank
This
you.
michelada
Cheers,
for
guys.
you guys.
There you go.
Yes. And for
I'm going to show you how to make the wonderfully refreshing Moscow Mule. A wonderful drink for summer, but it also works through winter as well because of the spiciness and the fieriness of the ginger beer. Now, kick things off with 300 mils of vodka. It's probably best that you measure these things out, which is what I'm doing now. Pouring my vodka into the jug so that we can share it with all our friends and family. There we go. Just a splash more. Like so. Fantastic. To that, I'm going to add 15 dashes of Angostura bitters. This stuff is phenomenal. It's great for making drinks more balanced and to give you a really depth of flavour because it's got lots of different herbs and spices as well as a slightly alcoholic kick. So, 15 dashes. I hope you're counting. There we go. To that, I'm going to add in 75 mils of freshly squeezed lime juice. Squeeze it just at the last minute, really make sure you get that fresh sharpness that you want from your limes, okay? I've measured that out, it's 75 mils. In we go. Topping that off with my favourite ingredient in the whole universe, spicy ginger beer. Delicious. Pour that in there. Also, if you're going to make drinks for summer and it is a warm day, what you want to make sure is there's plenty of ice in your jug because you don't want it to melt in the heat and get really dilute. So I'm just going to top that back up, like so. And while I'm at it, I'm going to add a little bit of ice to my glass as well, so that when you give it to somebody, you don't have to pour the ice out, it's already there in the glass. There we are. I'm going to give that a little stir, just to make sure it's all mixed through nicely. Like so. Then just top up the glasses as required. That looks fantastic. Just to make it look even more fantastic, what I'm going to do is add in a sprig of mint. I'm going to give that a quick slap just to wake up the aromatics. And then add in your classic lime wedge. And there you have a wonderful Moscow Mule.
So guys, I'm going to show you how to make a classic Rossini, cousin of the Bellini, made by Giuseppe Cipriani, and a beautiful, beautiful drink. This is how we do it. So, we've got our strawberries. You want about 3 per person. Use a little knife to remove the hull of the strawberry. So I've got my liquidizer here. You do need to adjust the sweetness just a little bit. You know, a little flat teaspoon per 3 strawberries is about perfect, okay? So 1 flat one, 2. If you wanted to use a little vanilla or sugar, you could, but we're going to keep it nice and clean today. Another thing that just goes beautifully with strawberries is lemon juice. And even if you're doing strawberries and cream, strawberries and ice cream, just a little lemon juice on some sugar and strawberries just brings the flavour out. Don't ask me why, it's just magic. So, into a liquidizer. Look at that. Beautiful colour. So, I'm just going to put in half of this mixture here. That's enough for 1 person. I'm going to half fill it with some ice. I'm going to just top it up with a little Prosecco. Oh yeah, the sound of that is a beautiful thing. So just top it up. I'm just going to put just a little Prosecco in the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to go into this, and again I'm going to fold that. I don't want to be rattling it around, you know, a little bit like when you're folding egg whites or cream, when you've whipped it, you don't want the air to go. So just 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to get my strainer, and I'm just going to pour this into the glass. Beautiful, look at that. Wonderful colour, very romantic. This makes my wife incredibly happy. And then I just top it up with a little Prosecco, just for a little fizz on the top. Boom. Very simple, very beautiful, very classic, very elegant. So good. Typical Italian kind of cocktail, just like the cooking, simple and exquisite. So, ladies and gentlemen, the classic cousin of the Bellini, the Rossini. Beautiful. Until next time, cheers. If you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe and share it on your social media. We want people making beautiful cocktails. And yeah, enjoy. Cheers.
Hi everyone, welcome to Drinks Tube. My name is Camille. I'm a cocktail bartender, and today I'm making for you a spritz, a French twist on this classic cocktail, an elderflower spritz called the Saint-Germain cocktail. It's really, really simple to make. Everyone can make it at home. You only need few ingredients. This French elderflower liqueur, some Prosecco and some soda water. It's perfect for any aperitif, barbecues, brunch. The sun is already out, spring has arrived, so it's a perfect cocktail for you. Take one of those kind of glasses, a long highball, and we're gonna just fill it up with ice. And if you wanna make it all really nice and pretty, have a look at this. I just made this ice cube last night. So it's really, really simple. You just get some edible flowers, you put it in the ice tray, and then fill up with water and put it in the freezer. So we're gonna have a few of them on the top to get the flowers. What's really important for this cocktail is to keep all the ingredients really, really cold. That will make a big difference for your cocktail. We're gonna start with the Prosecco. So we're gonna use 60 ml for one drink. Perfect. And I'm just gonna be pouring in the glass. Same 60 ml of soda water. And then this French elderflower liqueur. I can't even open the bottle. Here we go. So we're gonna go 40 ml. And then one more of this lovely floral ice cube. We just need to make sure all the ingredients are mixed. So we're gonna give a bit of a stir. To make it even better, we're gonna garnish it with a lemon zest to get all the oil from the skin. So you're just gonna go all around like this, and then you're just gonna squeeze it on the top so you can see all the oil from the lemon zest coming. And because it's spring, you can get some really nice edible flowers to garnish your drink as well. It looks amazing. I'm really excited. I'm gonna try it now. It's delicious. It's really, really nice, really fragrancy, a perfect cocktail. Everyone can make it at home. So please do it and let me know how it goes. Thank you very much. Santé. It's amazing. It's very good.
Hello, you lovely people on DrinksTube. I have the pleasure and honour of showing you my version of the very most perfect gin and tonic. It's a passion of mine. It's beautiful in summer. It's refreshing. So every Saturday, I make myself a gin and tonic about 7 o'clock. The kids have gone to bed. It's my little relief drink. It's gorgeous. First up, I 3/4 fill a glass like this. Now, learnt from a pro friend of mine, but I totally dig it. If you just whizzle up the ice like this, you can already see that chilling the glass out. That's a good thing. I'm just going to leave it in there for a second. Let's talk about citrus. I always roll my lime first. It does make a difference, and it breaks all those little capsules of lime. If I've got a more delicate, fragrant gin, I'll use lime. And if I've got a more funky, stronger flavoured gin, I'll go lemon. But if you go to Japan, they have yuzu lime, which is badass. That in gin and tonic is outrageous. And then I'm simply going to cut my lime in half. I want a nice perfect wedge and then one for squeezing. So, back to here. I'm just going to get rid of the excess water. Then you've got perfect ice and a really cold glass. Squeeze your lime that way round so the juice goes through and past the oil, which you've stimulated through the rubbing. And then we're going to go in with the gin. 50 mils goes in, and then we've got the tonic water. Now, having grown up in the pub serving this, we would just dunk it in, right? But if you're getting a little bit geeky, what you can do is either lean your glass to one side and just pour the tonic in, and the idea is that the tonic will come in and then just kind of rotate around the glass. And the reason for that is you don't want to lose all the bubbles straight away, and you want to kind of keep the effervescence. So there's that way, which is good. Or, check this out. Put your spoon thing at the end of your tonic and just pour. And it will spin through that. Try and put the base of the spoon in there. You want just about twice as much tonic water as your spirit. And then all I'm going to do is one little turn. Then garnish with one little wedge of lime. Plop that in. And that, for me, is perfection. Cold glass, like the gin at its best. Really, really nice. Now, I said there's different citrus that you can use. Also, if you just get a little bit of mint and just twist it in half and just squeeze it, or spank it. I like a bit of spanking, it's quite nice. Throw that in, and just that subtlety of that will make a difference. It's delicious because you get the smell before you've even put it in your mouth. And then it's subtly there in the background. And I think there's something very subtle about just a little mint and the botanicals in the gin. Delicious, fresh, 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 fresh. So there you go, guys. That is my perfect gin and tonic. If you like what I've done, or if you've got different ideas, or you use different techniques, please let us know in the comments box below. I do read them, and everyone else reads them, and it's great. And in celebration of World Gin Day, cheers to you. Enjoy. Take care. Lots of love from Mr. Oliver. Very happy with a gin and tonic.
Gets a little thinner when you add the water to it. Dilutes the alcohol proof, but not actually the flavor. Serving on the rocks, on the other hand, my hands are very clean, trust me. Take a few nice sized cubes. You can use your refrigerator's ice tray, but the less surface area you have on your cubes, the slower it will dilute, but it still changes energy at the same rate. So it's going to cool your drink, but not dilute it as quickly. That's why we use nice, large, cold draft ice here at Rye House. And for that, you know, just pour it right on. You can give it a quick little stir to make sure that it gets even contact. But mostly, whiskey on the rocks is a simple and beautiful thing. Finally, you can make a quick and easy drink with it. Take a highball glass, a Collins glass, load it up with ice, get some scotch, and a little ginger ale. Maybe it's been a long night. Maybe you got a diabetic problem. I don't know. I don't mind. It's all soft and it's all delicious. Make yourself a nice little highball. And it's easy. You can also make stirred and shaken cocktails, but really for the simple, easy enjoyment of whiskey, these three will never fail you. And that's a quick way to serve whiskey.
A whiskey and elderflower cobbler. And I know some people are a bit afraid of whiskey cocktail or whiskey in general. So we're gonna put 50 ml of blended Scotch whiskey. Straight in your glass, we're gonna build this cocktail as well. I go a second one, so we've got 50 ml. And now we're gonna put French elderflower liqueur, 1 shot, so 25 ml. So the whiskey and the elderflower will work really well together because the elderflower will give this like fruitiness and floral note to it. So that's the reason why people that don't like whiskey will really enjoy this one. Next, we're gonna add some fresh orange juice and we're just gonna squeeze it straight in the glass. Just gonna put your fork in the orange like this and juice it. So now we're gonna add sugar. So you need 2 teaspoons, just 2 of them. You're gonna mix everything. So just a few pieces of lemons that we're just gonna cut some like wedges to put straight into the glass. So you get a bit of sour from the lemon. And now we're gonna add ice. So it's really easy to make crushed ice at home. You just need a clean tea towel like this, put ice in the middle, and then you're gonna break the ice. So you really break and smash all the ice. And when you open it, you can see, oh, this like perfect crushed ice. And then we're gonna pack our glass. And now we're just gonna mix everything, right? Just to make sure that all the ingredients are blended together. Now, we're gonna garnish it because we want our cocktail to look as good as it tastes. So we're gonna have some berries and make it all pretty. So we're gonna have some like blackberries, raspberry, whatever you have at home. And we're gonna pick the yellow that will look really good. So it's kind of warm, really almost like wintry, you know, those like cooked fruit. But then it's with the elderflower liqueur and with all the fresh fruit and the ice, it's a really refreshing and really accessible to everyone, even the people that don't like whiskey. So please try it at home, and I promise. Hi everyone, welcome to Drinks Tube. My name is Kemi, and today we're going to make a whiskey and elderflower cobbler. And I know some people are a bit afraid of whiskey cocktail or whiskey in general. I always say that whiskey are like cheese. If you start with a funky one, then you think you don't like them, but there's plenty different sort of whiskey. So today I'm gonna show you how to make this cocktail, which is really fruity, refreshing, and really accessible to everyone. And I'm sure the whiskey lover will love it, and the people that think they don't really like whiskey will really appreciate it as well. We're gonna start with the hero of the drink, the whiskey. So we're gonna put 50 ml of blended Scotch whiskey. Straight in your glass, we're gonna build this cocktail as well. I go a second one, so we've got 50 ml. And now we're gonna put French elderflower liqueur, 1 shot, so 25 ml. So the whiskey and the elderflower will work really well together because the elderflower will give this like fruitiness and floral note to it. So that's the reason why people that don't like whiskey will really enjoy this one. Next, we're gonna add some fresh orange juice and we're just gonna squeeze it straight in the glass. Just gonna put your fork in the orange like this and juice it. So now we're gonna add sugar. So you need 2 teaspoons, just 2 of them. You're gonna mix everything. So just a few bits of lemons that we're just gonna cut some like wedges to put straight into the glass. So you get a bit of sour from the lemon. And now we're gonna add ice. So it's really easy to make crushed ice at home. You just need a clean tea towel like this, put ice in the middle, and then you're gonna break the ice. So you really break and smash all the ice. And when you open it, you can see, oh, this like perfect crushed ice. And then we're gonna pack our glass. And now we're just gonna mix everything, right? Just to make sure that all the ingredients are blended together. Now, we're gonna garnish it because we want our cocktail to look as good as it tastes. So we're gonna have some berries and make it all pretty. So we're gonna have some like blackberries, raspberry, whatever you have at home. And we're gonna pick the yellow that will look really good. So it's kind of warm, really almost like wintry, you know, those like cooked fruit. But then it's with the elderflower liqueur and with all the fresh fruit and the ice, it's a really refreshing and really accessible to everyone, even the people that don't like whiskey. So please try it at home and I promise you, you will love it. Well, that's it for today. This is our whiskey and elderflower cobbler. If you want to see me making other cocktail, really refreshing and really easy to make at home, you just need to click on here. There's the Bramble and there's other video. So subscribe and see you soon. Thank you very much. Santé.
Welcome back to DrinksTube. My name is Simone and today we are making a whiskey flip. Now, flips is one of the first form ever of a cocktail. This drink evolved through the centuries. Sailors used to drink 300, 400 years ago. Flips with beer, egg, little bit of sugar, butter together. Used to be cold, used to be hot, was amazing. We are drinking inside, obviously, not the shell. I'm not that crazy. We crack it in here and we put it inside the whole egg. Now, we need just to beat it a little bit just to break the yolk. Let's get some ice. We're gonna fill up the metallic part of our shaker with ice. More ice in here, you see, needs to be almost full. And then I will simply place inside our lovely mixture of the flip. You see, if I close it now, there's quite big space. So I'm gonna put a couple more ice cubes. And I'm gonna simply close it up. I'm gonna seal it. And I'm gonna shake it. You need to shake it hard. You need to whisk. You need to combine all the ingredients with the egg yolk, with the egg white, all together. I have a nice short glass. I fill it up with ice. Doing like this, perfect. I'm gonna strain it over. I strain it over. Now, spice. Why? Because it enhances the notes of the Scotch whiskey, enhances the fruity notes of the Spanish sherry wine. A little bit of nutmeg. You think this is enough? It's not enough for me because we have to make it special. We need to make it shine. We need to put some bling bling. That's why in my pocket I have a magic ingredient for you. It's an edible leaf of gold. And I'm gonna simply shred it with the little toothpicks. Little flakes shredded all on the surface, and you can see still floating the gold, the nutmeg is amazing. You get the malt notes of the whiskey. Sherry, this grape, raisin, kind of fruity, tutti frutti style. You don't taste the egg. It doesn't give you any feelings of eggy because it gets shaken so well and interacts with the alcohol of the whiskey and just change the flavor. It's amazing, guys. You are drinking a piece of history. But this time with the gold on the top, because we are sexy people, that's why. Oh, guys, you have to make this. If you want to see more cocktails made with whiskey, just click the link below. And don't forget to subscribe. Make cocktails for everybody in the home. Make cocktails for everybody in the whole neighborhood. I want to see you making cocktails for 500 people all around the city. And you know what? Call me, I'll come to do some quality control for you, like this. Fantastic. Ciao.
Which will gather the aromas and which will allow you to swirl the liquid, and where the rim narrows slightly to direct the aroma up your nose. Now, if you did a very simple experiment, taking 2 glasses, one of the classic whiskey glass style with straight sides and so on, and you were to swirl it and nose it and swirl it and nose it, I mean, the difference is truly remarkable. This glass displays the aroma very much better. If you add water to both of them, just a little drop, water acts rather like rain on dry ground. It releases aromas, it agitates the molecules and brings up the nose, brings up the aroma, particularly in this glass. Yeah, you see, this one has hardly any smell at all. So water, yes, a drop. How much water depends on the individual liquid. On the other hand, ice does the opposite. Ice closes down the aroma. Makes for a great drink, but it closes down the aroma. Can't smell a thing. Or very, very little. So the answer to the simple question, what sort of glass to use and this business of water and ice, the answer is yes to water. A little drop will bring up the aroma. It also makes it much, much gentler to taste, easier on the palate. Tasting, even at 40%, 43% alcohol, is still quite burny on the tongue. It's difficult to taste. If you add a little water, it makes it much easier to taste. On the other hand, don't add ice if you want to fully appreciate it, because that closes down the aroma. It also makes it very easy to taste and makes for a great drink, for enjoyment, but not for full appreciation. There we are, water and ice.
Diamond in your drink? Japanese bartenders started the ice ball craze years ago, carving their ice cubes into a perfect sphere.
If you order the ice on the rock, the whiskey on the rock in Japan, you get the ice ball all the time. So one day we're getting tired, we're getting bored.
Hidetsugu Ueno owns Bar High Five in Tokyo's Ginza district, and when he gets bored, he gets creative. It took a while to work out the angles, but he came up with a way to carve his ice cubes into diamonds, using a knife of his own design.
We give the special moment, unusual experience. So ice ball is no longer special experience anymore. So we were just thinking about 180 degree the other side to make more edges.
The tricky part? Making sure the ice diamond tapers from top to bottom. Otherwise, it won't fit into the glass.
Perfectly fit in an old-fashioned glass. And then maybe pour the Hibiki 21.
And a perfect diamond? Well, let's just say it gives him a chance to show off another natural skill.
I can't ask you to get married with an ice diamond.
I think it's wonderful. It's amazing. I'm looking forward to see if it melts.
Unlike the real thing, an ice diamond isn't forever, but it lasts a lot longer than an ice sphere.
People talk about the dilution, less dilution about the ice ball because it doesn't have an edge. But you know, it's ice, it's melt. If you leave it in a glassware 5-10 minutes, ice ball gets like a mushroom.
And tastes like a watery whiskey. Definitely not a thing of beauty. For more cask strength conversation on whiskeys, with the people who make them and the people who drink them, join us each week for Whiskey Cast. In New York City, I'm Mark Gillespie.